The government's latest plan is to shift roughly 900 men seeking asylum into two military camps, Cameron Barracks in Inverness and Crowborough training camp in East Sussex, as the first step in moving people out of hotels. Ministers brief that this is a bridge to larger capacity, possibly to up to 10,000 places across military or industrial estates with some modular cabins. The pledge follows yesterday's Home Affairs Committee report that excoriated a hotel policy that has ballooned in cost and failed in purpose. As of June, around 32,000 people remained in hotels, and the 10-year accommodation bill has trebled from 4.5 billion to 15.3 billion, and a lot of squalid hotels have made a lot of money. There's also an awkward admission from Defence that barracks may actually cost more than hotels, even if they scratch a political itch. That signals a policy made for optics, not efficiency. This is the wrong problem framing. The core issue is not where people sleep for months, it's why they are stuck for months. The system jam is administrative. It's within the state's control. It's about the inadequacy of the Home Office processing procedure. A rational plan focuses on fast, accurate decisions and enabling people to support themselves while they wait. So there are various diagnoses. The first, backlogs were created by policy choices, not just boat arrivals. Officials paused or slowed decisions, it was called, the hostile environment, then tried to catch up with mass hiring and hurried refusals. That simply pushed cases into the tribunal, where waits are now close to a year and appeal volumes have exploded. Poor quality initial decisions compound the mess. The hotel bill is a symptom of decay and delay. Once the queue forms, costs soar and communities sour. The committee confirms the bill has trebled and that hotels became the lazy default rather than the stopgap. Capacity fixes like barracks are short-lived unless the decision pipeline is fixed. Even the headline figure of 10,000 places pales beside over 100,000 people being supported in asylum accommodation of all kinds. Second, the principles for a working system. First of all, we need greater speed with greater accuracy. Clearing cases fast is good only if decisions are sustainable. Otherwise, you export the backlog to the courts and you pay twice. That's what we're doing at the moment. The target should be a 6-month outer limit for a first decision in all standard cases with quality assurance that is published, auditable, and tied to manager performance. We need to presume productivity. People waiting longer than 6 months should be allowed to work, subject to basic checks and sensible occupation rules. Independent analyses show that labour market access reduces fiscal cost and improves integration. And the UK's own research bodies and international evidence point the same way. Most countries allow people to work after a certain period of time. It's Britain that keeps them locked up, idle, and the devil makes work for idle hands. We need intelligent triage. Nationalities with very high grant rates should be routed through a green lane after security checks. Verify their identity and risk, then grant them the opportunity to work. This instantly shrinks the accommodation footprint. The committee has already pointed ministers to this kind of approach. Then we need to look at community capacity rather than camps. We need to fund local authority and civil society placement schemes that expand housing stock for everyone. Small refurb grants, lease guarantees and wraparound support. This is better value than mothballed barracks, and it builds consent. Expert groups have set out workable models to close hotels within a year if triage and local placement are funded together. Thirdly, a practical 6-month plan that replaces barracks churn with outcomes. Month 1, publish the pipeline. A weekly dashboard showing intake, interviews, decisions, grants, refusals, withdrawals, appeals lodged, average times, decision quality checks. Sunlight disciplines the system and restores public trust. Print it out. Don't rely on your computer monitor, because your computer monitor will only show you one thing at a time. You need to be able to see the whole picture. On the wall. Month 2, from month 0 to month 2. Stand up the green lanes. Pre-screen cohorts from high grant countries for identity and security, then move to rapid grants with short written interviews. Each rapid grant frees a bed and removes months of support costs. Months 0 to 2 again. Right to work at 6 months. Issue provisional work permission plus national insurance numbers where biometrics and security checks are complete. Track fiscal efforts through HMRC. Even cautious estimates show material savings in tax receipts compared with enforced idleness. Enforced idleness leads to crime. Months 1 to 3. Legal quality surge. Redirect a portion of the hotel budget to fund tribunal and legal aid capacity for 1 year with a goal of cutting appeal waits by 20 weeks. Better representation shortens hearings and reduces error. Months 1 to 4. Local housing compacts. Offer councils block funding to lease private rentals, convert voids and co-commission support with charities. Tie grants to mixed tenures so that residents see wider benefits, not just pressure. Months 2 to 6. Reduce hotels in tranches. Close the 50 worst hotels first and then 50 more monthly, reporting the net fiscal effect openly. Use temporary sites only as pressure valves with strict sunset dates and independent inspection. Where barracks are used at all, publish per night costs up front. Fourth, a word on safety, law and cost. Safety and legality. Former bases often carry hidden liabilities, asbestos, contamination, live ranges, litigation risk. That is not hypothetical. It can erase any headline saving. The press and the committee have flagged exactly these hazards, and yet this is the headline for today. Oh, we're going to send migrants to barracks. Officials now concede some bases could cost more than hotels. If you're paying a premium, it must be to buy something of value. Faster processing, not optics. Every pound spent on barracks does not accelerate decisions. If it doesn't accelerate decisions, it's just dead money. It's just a waste of time. The bigger picture is the hotel surge is part of a wider fiscal drain. The overall asylum system cost hit £5.4 billion in 2023 to 2024, much of it in accommodation. Money saved by speeding decisions and enabling work can be redeployed to border policing, serious crime and integration. Moving people from hotels to barracks doesn't solve the problem, it moves the optics. The only durable fix is to cut the time between arrival and decision and to raise the initial decision quality and let people who are waiting contribute through work. That trims the bill, it calms communities, it shows that the UK can run a firm system that is also competent and fair. If ministers want to prove that they can close hotels, the proof will not be a new camp on an old parade ground. It will be a thinner queue and a thicker set of pay slips and tax coming in and happiness being demonstrated and the opportunity for asylum seekers and migrants to prove that they wish to integrate into our society, that they wish to contribute to our society, that they want to live in our society.